as her sister. But the house contract is in Tommy's name, so the two of you can live here. Lucky, right? And then whispered to him, "You'll also have to pay the mortgage." He turned pale, realizing the situation he was in. Remarks. But she seemed oblivious, still making carefree remarks. "Yeah. We have the house, so we can just buy everything new. It'll be refreshing to have no memories of Sis around." Then she laughed and slipped into his arms. The disparity between them was clear. And for good reason. I had something up my sleeve. "You two really didn't know anything about each other when you started your affair, did you?" I scoffed. I had more than just the information about their affair from the detective agency. I had hired the detective agency to conduct a background investigation on both of them. The investigation revealed not just the fact of their affair. "Maybe you should honestly tell your beloved girlfriend that you can't afford new furniture or appliances. What do you mean?" If he can't say it himself, I open my mouth to tell him the truth. So, the detective agency revealed that he had resigned from his job 6 months ago, simply saying it wasn't his thing. Apparently, he quit his job, saying it just didn't feel right to him. I was surprised to hear this, given I had referred him to the company and he had been pretending to work all this time. Upon further inquiry, a colleague mentioned Tommy was disinterested and performed poorly. Clearly, he had been unemployed and kept it hidden. Perhaps thinking he could sell some of our luxurious items to get by, but that plan collapsed right in front of his eyes. Before I finished explaining, she released his arm she had been holding and started interrogating him in fury. "Tommy! I didn't know about this. What's going on?" "That's... So you were planning to deceive Jane too? This is ridiculous. Get a job." "I'm sorry." Jane was unilaterally confronting Tommy, pressing him for answers. But the investigation report had more information about Jane too. "It seems you both have secrets, huh?" "What?" "You two have accumulated gambling debts and are heavily in debt, right?" "How did you know that?" "And that's not all. You were fired last month for embezzling company funds to pay off your debts." I began to relay exactly what was written in the investigation report. She was fired last month from her job. The reason was she got caught embezzling company funds to pay off her debts. The company, concerned about publicity, had fired her instead of avoiding police action. Your company was a major corporation, wasn't it? Getting fired like that, you really did something foolish. Before she could even respond to me, he turned on her, confronting her aggressively. Gambling? Why are you wasting money and getting into debt over that? I was counting on your financial strength. Shut up. You quit your job too, so stop acting all high and mighty. They were fiercely arguing with each other. Both had been scheming to marry for money, thinking it was okay to take it easy and keep secrets from each other. They were truly selfish and opportunistic. While they were bickering, I got into my car, fastened my seatbelt, and started the engine. With neither of them working and she in debt, they wouldn't be able to afford new appliances or furniture, let alone continue living in the house. Wait, Amy! Please, I apologize for everything. Just lend me some money. I can't lend money to someone I can't trust. Don't say that. I've been with you for 10 years. Yes, I've wasted 10 years. I won't make the same mistake again. Ignoring him clinging to the window, I stepped on the accelerator. We will never meet again. Goodbye. I gave him a final word and started the car. On the car radio, a popular young girl group, currently on the rise, was being introduced. The song that they set as their ringtone started playing. I hadn't paid much attention before, but it's a good song. I turned up the volume and drove away from the house I once shared with Tommy, enjoying the pop music. After that, I don't know the exact details of what happened to them. But according to hearsay, it seems that they moved from a house to a wooden apartment together, and he continues to refuse to officially register with her. He seems to scrape together enough for daily meals through day labor, but of course, it's not like the luxurious life they had before. She couldn't endure such a miserable life and seemed to try to return to her parents, but it seems she was turned away because her parents already knew the reason for the divorce from me. The parents sternly condemned Jane as our family's shame and said, "Don't cross our threshold again." They disowned her. After that, she seems to have been drifting between internet cafes for a while, but soon ran out of money. She's now working in a borderline illegal night establishment, repaying debts. Meanwhile, Tommy, abandoned by her, lost his motivation to work and is reportedly living in the park. I heard about their current situation from an acquaintance who knows them while having coffee at a cafe near the office. While there's a slightly sympathetic feeling when hearing about their situation, I also think it's a quite natural result. I only conveyed the truth and distanced myself from them. If they had the strength to lift themselves up and respect each other, I believe they could have easily turned things around. They chose the path of their own downfall. That's all there is to it. Parting ways with the acquaintance who shared the story, I returned to my own life. With fewer worries, I could concentrate more on my work. I achieved success steadily. Furthermore, I had a wonderful encounter at work and am soon planning to get married. Feeling a sense of relief for breaking free from the past and acknowledging it as a source of personal growth, I quietly express gratitude for my current happiness. Why are you still so cheerful? After drinking the tea that my husband Tom brought home, my mother-in-law started foaming at the mouth and had to be rushed to the hospital. Despite this, Tom didn't seem surprised or worried when I contacted him. Instead, he seemed oddly relieved that it wasn't me who collapsed. It was almost as if he was expecting something else. And then, I came face to face with a shocking truth. What was our marriage all about? In disbelief, my mind was in chaos. Tears naturally started to flow, but I clenched my fists and decided to seek revenge. I'm Maria. 58 years old. Since when did everything start to go wrong? I realized I was constantly thinking about this, exhausted both mentally and physically. In the early days of our marriage, Tom was so kind. But gradually, he stopped caring for me or giving me presents. Even when I prepared gifts for his birthday or made special dinners for our anniversary, he often stood me up. After more than 20 years of marriage, I guess we had become like air to each other, in both good and bad ways. Maybe it's pointless to expect anything from Tom anymore.